Captain America Civil War was an amazing movie, but did it meet all the expectation and levels of a climactic superhero event? No. In fact, it left me worried about the fact the Russos were going to direct Avengers Infinity War. Why? Well, firstly, the plot seemed a little convoluted considering the amount of characters and this through line, including Zemo's plan, slowed down the pace and lowered the climactic levels. Furthermore, most of the movie seems to carry over the gritty, realistic and down-to-earth tone of the Winter Soldier, which worked amazingly in that movie but wasn't suited to something of this scale. Fortunately, Avengers Infinity War didn't carry the same grounded tone, and was able to lift off and blast into all the craziness and epicness of the event. Despite this, I maintain that Captain America Civil War was an incredible movie, and could be in my top 5 MCU films. What the Russo brothers did so well was driving character before spectacle, and I managed to entertain whilst giving a heart-wrenching story and a political narrative which comments on today's society and works to go against the conventions of superhero films. The movie begins thrusting us straight into the action. Cap is leading a mini Avengers hit squad comprised of himself, Widow, Falcon and the Scarlet Witch. It's basically the team from the end of Avengers Age of Ultron, minus War Machine and Vision, because they could get the job done so much quicker. Anyways, Crossbones is back with a dope suit, then he dies, and off its block gets blown up. I was kind of just expecting him to walk off as if nothing happened, because we're so used to seeing hundreds of buildings being blown up. Do you remember Avengers? There are freaking giant centipedes crashing into those skyscrapers every 2 seconds. This causes a spiral of events leading to a civil war. I really love the scene where guilty Tony confronts a grieving mother. In a vacuum, that scene could be in any Oscar-worthy film, and it's enough to change the character of Tony Stark forever. Another heart-wrenching moment is the death of T'Challa's father. We can feel the love between the two immediately, as T'Chaka grasps his son. When he dies just moments later, we find a driven and merciless Black Panther. Bucky is very prominent in this movie, and he's awesome in it. I love all the flashbacks to the darker period with that awesome Winter Soldier theme. There's an epic fight sequence which starts in an apartment and ends on a highway. It's just flabbergasting. In fact, all the characters in this movie are awesome, from the cold and calculating Vision, who's allowing his human warmth to creep and crack out of his surface, to the Falcon and his ever quippy antics. The only character lacking is probably Black Widow. In every movie since, she was a standout performance. Winter Soldier, she was amazing. Avengers, she just stole it. Avengers Age of Ultron, she was still amazing. But here, she just seems to take a back seat, choosing Iron Man's side for little reason and betraying him later. Wow, totally unpredictable. I have to give a special moment to Spider-Man, who in this movie was so unbelievably perfect. Unfortunately, it was the best Spider-Man ever got in the MCU. This is the last time we really feel the science behind the mask in an organic way, and the last time there's a real mention of his financial issues. He's witty, talks an incessant amount, and has a lot of heart, all the meanwhile showing his strength in being able to go up against and defeat experienced Avengers. From pinch of paprika to can you move your seat up, to the epic Black Panther car chase, Peter Parker's introduction, Tony's guilt, Cap's insurgency, and the insane superhero fight sequence in this movie was awesome. I could list 10 iconic moments in that battle alone. 1. Spidey stealing Cap's shield. 2. Spidey v Falcon and the Winter Soldier. 3. The teams line up and run at each other. 4. Ant-Man on Hawkeye's arrow. 5. Ant-Man goes inside Iron Man's suit. 6. Spidey vs Cap. 7. Ant-Man goes big. 8. Spidey, Iron Man and War Machine taking out Giant Man using the Empire Strikes Back strategy. 9. Widow betrays Black Panther. 10. Vision shoots Rhodey out the sky before he plummets to the ground. That's not to mention other cool moments such as Hawkeye v Widow, or when War Machine guns down the truck that Ant-Man throws at him. Overall, this movie was amazing, and I'm Team Cap all the way. At least when I first watched the movie back when it came out, I was. Team Cap just feels like a real family, and they all appear to have great chemistry together. It's more of a unit in comparison to Iron Man's team, where the only glue appears to be the friendship between Stark and Rhodey. The rest are there for their own agenda, or not fully committed to the Stark cause or the cause at hand. The whole of Team Cap may not be for or against Registration Act, but they are fighting for something more important: each other. Cap cares deeply for Bucky and is going to have a strong friendship and camaraderie with his partner, the Falcon. They form an unlikely triumvirate. Furthermore, Cap's relationship with Wanda has evolved, with him seeking to allow her freedom to remain intact, alongside Hawkeye, who has taken on the role of surrogate brother to Wanda after the death of Quicksilver. Then there's Ant-Man. But at least there's a pre-established connection between him and the Falcon, who seem to have a bit of banter. On my second viewing, I seem to look at things from the perspective of Iron Man's team for some reason. It wasn't purposeful, it just happened naturally. I've come to realise that Stark's team is still quite interesting, despite not being the youthful insurgent side. The team is actually more messed up and fractured than Cap's, what with Stark's haunting guilt, Vision's pent-up emotions, Panther's grief, and the Widow's unsureness. Anyways, I've come to love both sides. Team Cap forever! And I love this movie. Please give a thumbs up, subscribe, and share with your friends, and come back next time where we will review Spider-Man.